Hello,
Hi.
everyone. So, this is another FPPCM stories, and here with me is Coach Marcus. So, Coach Marcus, could you introduce yourself and anong ginagawa mo before you joined FPPCM?
Okay, so first of all, Nina, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is the first time that I've done an interview for ASVA and FPPCM, so I'm a little bit excited to share what I went through sa aking journey. So your question was, paano nagsimula or saan ako nagsimula before I went to FPPCM or before FPPCM? Okay, so way back 2023, or sorry, when I was 23 years old, sorry, doon nag-start yung aking career sa customer service industry. So majority of my career, the totality of it is mostly centered around customer service. And as we know, when we say customer service, yung mga traditional, ang automatic kadalasang naiisip is BPO.
BPO, yeah.
So yeah, they're right about that. Doon ako galing, sa BPO industry. Various accounts. So I handled a little bit of financial accounts. I worked with general customer service accounts, and then I worked with technical support accounts, and then sa mga billing accounts. My last gig or my last stint with the BPO industry was with a Meralco-like company in Australia. Sa mga naka-familiar, Energy Australia yun. Yun yung pinaka last stint ko doon, where we dealt with basic customer service and a lot of billing inquiries. So yun. After that, I met my wife, which is Coach Dine, the founder of Filipino PPC Masters. And we got together, started a family, and then doon na nagsimula yung aming freelancing journey. So not really straight into Amazon. So nag-start muna kami mag-freelance. Ako,
like a general VA?
Yes. Yeah, more or less general VA. Coach Dean or my wife was particularly in the field of coaching and real estate. So doon siya napunta. Tapos ako naman, napunta pa rin ako. Syempre, my core strength nga is customer service. So as a customer service chat support agent naman ng aking napuntahan na trabaho, which was a decent paying job at that point in time. Kasi yung starting noon was like 25K starting chat support. Nasa bahay ka, work from home.
Not bad na
So
yun.
not bad talaga. Mas mataas pa sa sinasahod ko nung nasa BPO ako eh. Di
Like
hamak.
when
And
you're
it was
going to an office pa.
Less the transport costs,
Yes.
less the usual everyday costs of food. And then yung pinaka talaga doon, yung pinaka bonus talaga doon is less yung pagod. Kasi everybody knows it's very very traffic nowadays dito sa Pilipinas. No? The traffic is thick, it's heavy, it's frustrating and all that. So when we shifted to freelancing, doon ko naramdaman yung ginhawa na I am at home, at the comfort of my own home, working at the chair na ako ang pumili, komportable sa katawan. Kahit 8 hours ako nakaupo doon, it's fine with me, totally fine. So yun yung pinaka na-appreciate ko dun eh. Secondary na lang talaga yung amount of pay that I was getting at that point in time. Tapos as we started going through our freelancing journey, my wife, which is very, very, very ambitious, started looking for coaching courses.
Okay.
Kaso hindi
Like she
coaching
wants
course
to
yung
niche
nakita niya.
down, yung specialized
Oo.
niya as a freelancer.
Kasi she was working with a company back then that deals with providing assistance to actual real estate coaches. Tapos ang ginagawa nila is, since assistant, nagte-take down ng notes, nagsischedule ng meetings with the brokers and the coaches. Yan. So majority of the coaching session with that company, nandoon si Mrs. Naka-listen in siya, and then she's taking down notes. So parang naisipan niya at that time na this might be for me. So naghahanap siya ng coaching courses at that point in time. Kaso ang nakita niya is yung course ni Coach Lish, which was Amazonation.
Amazon. Okay.
Yes.
And that's where it started, that she became a student.
Yung ASVA, yung nakita niyang course. So, nagpaalam siya sa akin to try and invest a little bit of what small savings we had back then kasi nagkaroon na kami ng firstborn noon. So budget was a little tight for us back then. Or wala talaga kaming ganong kalaking allowance. I think what she paid for at that point in time was somewhere around 16 to 18K yata for the course. And it was, I think it was what they call advanced right now, wherein wala kang dedicated coach
Correct. Like
who
you're
will
on your
guide you and
own.
help you. Yes. So yun yung kinuha niya. Hindi namin agad or hindi niya agad natutukan yung Amazon course na binili niya or hindi niya agad na pag-aralan. But we talked about it a lot. No? Yung potential of this particular course, Amazon yung pinaka-source mo ng clients, and it's a big e-commerce industry. There's a lot of platform users, there's a lot of sellers in the market. So nakitaan namin siya ng potential, whereas there's a lot of opportunities talaga for us to be able to secure a client. As in a lot. Kahit na siguro at this point in time, kahit na ilang taon you could continuously gain clients through this platform alone. So one day, dahil nga parang na-pressure na kami sa current income stream namin na hindi sapat, we started really pushing forward. So nauna siya. So ako, my role in that was to try and sustain our family basic needs at that point in time while she's working on transitioning. So inaral niya, nag-start siya mag-transition, ganun din, na-in-love din siya sa PPC. yun yung more data-driven side of the Amazon. So she started working towards becoming an expert in the field. Experience-wise, wala siya nun. Course-wise, mentor-wise, wala rin. It's all self-taught. So walang nagturo sa kanya.
Pero parang pinakang source niya of Amazon modules is yung ASVA lang.
Kung ano lang yun nandun sa ASVA, yun yung kanyang pinaka-foundation at that point in time. Then, when she landed her first PPC client, nagkaroon siya ng opportunity kasi finorce siya ng client na yun to study a particular course, which was a PPC course by Sean Smith. So finorce siya, aralin mo to. Inaral niya. We didn't know the value of that course during that time. So when she studied it, doon nadagdagan yung kanyang knowledge, nag-improve yung kanyang foundation, and then she started landing another client as well. Now, itong client na to, ganun din. Meron din siyang access to a different PPC course naman, which was Brian Johnson's course. And at that point, we had no idea who these people were.
They're big people now for some people who don't know.
Yeah. Well, they were pioneers in that field, to say. Kasi it's Brian Johnson, it's Sean Smith. Di namin alam na sila pala yung top 1 and top 2 gurus of PPC at that point in time. So inaral lang nila yung course. And then when she had her footing, binigyan naman niya ako ng opportunity to try and transition. So ako naman yung nag-start mag-aaral. So I took Brian Johnson's course first, and then Sean Smith's course, and then kung ano yung knowledge na napulot ko from the ASVA modules and combined it. And then we started working together with one client.
Okay.
Yung isang client, magkatrabaho kami doon. That was a low-paying job, to be honest.
When you guys were starting.
But we wanted the exposure kasi to the field. So pinatulan namin siya. Lowball talaga. And then, from there, doon na nag-snowball yung aming journey towards PPC.
Yes, nice. So parang relationship goals what I'm getting, diba? And then I also like the mindset that kahit mababa lang yung sweldo, but at the end of the day, it's gonna enhance and hone your skills, which really paid off until this day na 2022 and in the present day. And I also heard that you're one of the people, you and your wife are the people behind creating the FPPCM course. So could you share to us, why did you create it and how did you conceptualize it?
Okay. So FPPCM creation This stems off from our journey doon sa PPC na kinukwento ko kanina. So during our time working as PPC managers, we found it difficult to have or to hold a decent conversation with people who actually understand what PPC is. Very limited yung number of people who actually understands PPC to a certain extent where you can have like a meaningful conversation with them per se, na makakapag-strategize kayo together, brainstorm, help find the solution to a particular PPC issue. Wala kami makausap ng gano'n. Kami dalawa lang. So,
Kailan nagkakaintindi?
So ganun yung nangyari sa amin noon. Kasi maliit lang yung maliit lang yung network namin when we started. So we only know a handful of people who are actually doing PPC at that time. And we found out after studying the courses of both two gurus like Brian Johnson and Sean Smith, mas madami kaming alam per se dun sa mga nakilala namin before who were actually self-taught, and the other ones were actually mentored by someone else na hindi naman namin din kilala or hindi ganun ka-prominent sa PPC field. So ending, parang kami pa rin yung inaasahan nila to do the work. So naisip namin, I think this is a potential issue.
Yes,
in this particular industry. So one day or one night over dinner, I remember it so well kasi adobo yung ulam namin noon. Naggabi.
Mukhang masarap yung ulam nyo
yeah, adobo with egg and all that. So ayun, one night while having dinner, we were talking about this particular industry per se, yung PPC nga. Dahil nga wala kaming makausap about it, and then a lot of the folks that we know who are also Pinoys didn't have sufficient knowledge really to try and get into this particular niche and be successful. Naisip namin, what if we started a course to try and teach these guys the skill na matututunan nila, and then could potentially give them or start them on their own road or journey to success. Whereas hindi lang beginner level PPC, intermediate level PPC, advanced level PPC mapupulot nila sa loob ng course. So we thought about how to do it. So sabi namin, we do have 2-3 years combined PPC experience already at that point in time. So sabi namin, sige, let's go ahead and try to work on it. Structure muna natin kung ano yung ituturo natin. Kasi lahat naman na nandyan can be found sa YouTube University.
Yes.
Some people, yes. Some people actually take the time and effort to actually release content regarding PPC. Ang problema kasi when you browse through the YouTube University videos, and these people, various people, you won't get that structure that you need in order for you to be able to beat the learning curve.
It's like you're giving the general view lang, diba? It's not like the technical skill that someone can, diba, mabaon after watching that videos.
Exactly. So we thought it has to be a sort of cohesive learning module for these potential PPC managers. Yeah. So we laid out the structure, and hirap na hirap pa nga kami kasi we were first-time content creators on what background would we use, font size, font color, anong theme, and all that. So yun yung winner out namin for about 6 months in conception for FPPCM. The hardest part with creating FPPCM was actually doing the recording for the videos. Yun yung mahirap. We didn't know back then na kailangan namin ng script. So we were free-flowing whatever we knew, in particular with the topic at hand. So we were free-flowing. Ang daming errors. So ang daming fillers, ang daming mistakes, ang daming unwanted noises, background noises, o mga dumadaan na tricycle, mga tumatahol na aso, yung mga sumisigaw na kapitbahay, nahuhuli. So nahuhuli sa audio. And when we listened to the final output, it was a, sorry for the word, but it was a POS or piece of shit output. So ayun, we looked into how to create an effective content content modules or courses for students. So we found out na kailangan makafocus kung sino man yung viewer, which is we need to eliminate background noise and whatnot. Tapos wala kaming video editor.
Na
Nag-edit
magagawa
ng
nun.
the first edition of FPPCM. Lahat yon, blood, sweat, and tears naming mag-asawa. The first edition.
Wow! So from
Yes.
A to Z kayo ang gumagawa.
Yes. A to Z kami lahat. Recording, video editing, proofing the modules and whatnot. Lahat ng written content, yung explanations, lahat yun sa amin galing. There's a lot to be improved. We have like 16 batches now in FPPCM sa community. We are about yes, thank you. We are about 500 strong right now sa loob ng FPPCM community. So medyo madami-dami na and dumadami pa. And then there's 16 versions already of the modules, and we are going to release another revised version this year, early Q1. Target namin is maybe 6 to 7 weeks from now ma-release na namin lahat ng updated content. So yun. Right now, that's the start and the middle point or the current point of where FPPCM is. Revisions are still ongoing naman. So yun, my life as a founder of or co-founder of this particular course, it still hasn't reached the end point. So kumbaga ongoing journey pa rin siya.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I'd like to congratulate you for all the milestones the FPPCM community has been, and from your story talagang blood, sweat, and tears nga yung nangyari. But look at it now, 500 people inside the community. Hindi biro, mabuo yun.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Coach, I just also would like to ask, so when you were also looking for a client, what are some of your challenges when facing or finding a client, and how did the course or FPPCM help you overcome these?
Okay, so finding a client, number one talaga na kalaban dito, lalo na kung beginner ka, is experience. Kasi a lot of hiring managers or hiring companies out there prefer someone who actually had hands-on experience, especially with PPC. Kasi PPC is no joke. You are the custodian of your client's money when you are doing PPC. So, pera nila yung ginagastos mo sa space. So, yeah, the responsibility is big. So, yun nga, clients look for people who have experience. But what most people don't know is that these particular people are also open to entertaining people who have no experience at all but have the right mindset, have the right skill set, have the right attitude, and is a culture fit towards what this particular client is trying to achieve. So yun yung isa sa mga hindi unspoken stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Kasi a lot of the Filipino people who want to transfer or want to transition to PPC get stuck when it comes to experience. So hindi lang doon yung basehan. Yes, yeah. That's a limiting belief, or that's a limiting mindset to have na, shit, wala ako experience, hindi ako makakaland ng client at this point in time, mahirapan ako, I need experience, paano ko makukuha yun? Well, for starters, to share my journey, wala rin naman akong experience, no? Napakinggan nyo naman na kanina, nung nag-start ako, pure customer service industry yung aking background. Wala akong experience sa PPC. I didn't know anything about it, but I trucked along, I kept working on it until I achieved a certain level of confidence in myself and my skill set to actually go out there and try to fish a client. Napadali lang yung buhay ko kasi meron akong nag-refer sa akin, but that was my wife. But the rest of the work was mine alone. Like, how do I secure this particular client during the interviews? the final interview and whatnot, during the tests, kung meron mang tests, nasa akin lahat ng trabaho. The referral was there, so she just opened the door.
The
So
door.
ako, yeah, I had to
You do
step
all the
through
dirty
that
work.
door. Yes, the grunt work is still mine. So one of the things that helped me land a client at that point in time, or land the client that was referred to me, was effective communication. Since nasa customer service ako, hasang-hasa yan. So hindi ko siya issue. So effective communication in terms of being able to convey what you know without sounding too cocky
Yeah.
or too
Like the ego,
overconfident.
ganyan.
Being able to properly convey it at a level where they understand and appreciate what your value as an individual, that helps me a lot in closing some of the deals or some of the discovery calls that I had before. And right now, I'm still working with one client still. 2+ years na ako sa client na to. So ito yung pinaka inaalagaan kong client at this point in time. And I'm happy to say na it's a well-paying client naman.
Nice.
So, ayan. Yun nga, confidence sa sarili, confidence sa knowledge na pinag-investan mo for yourself, and then being able to communicate that effectively. So yun yung pinaka steps that helped me overcome some of the major challenges that I encountered when I was, starting out as a PPC manager.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Coach Marcos, for sharing that. No, and I agree that most Filipinos, when they say na sa job description, it has to have an experience. But luckily nowadays, especially merong FPPCM, when clients know na you have like a background training or you invested in yourself to these kind of training, may plus. So thank you so much for creating these kind of programs. I'm sure kasi maraming mga Pinoys din ang natutulungan para mas ma-open din yung kanilang mga doors for the FPPCM industry. Okay, so what's your strategy naman in helping you to land your first client?
So ayun na nga, as I was talking about earlier, the foundations would be confidence in myself, confidence in the skill that I learned, the course that I invested in, tapos being able to effectively communicate it to the client. Pero there's a part 2 to that thing. When you're doing your discovery call, kasi, the goal is not to really impress the client. That shouldn't be your goal. Your goal is to understand your client's needs and make sure that you are the right person to be able to fulfill those needs of your client. So yun yung pinaka-goal. Secondary na lang talaga yung impressing the client. Kasi it will come na kapag ikaw yung right fit for what they need at that point in time, yung factor that impresses the client, automatic yun. Darating yun. So, hindi yun ang kailangan mong gawing goal. Ang kailangan mong gawing goal is to be able to really understand yung client mo on a deeper level. Saan ba siya nahihirapan ngayon sa account niya? Ano ba yung major issues that this client is facing? Saan ba ako magaling? Ano ba yung skill ko na pwede kong i-apply to try and alleviate kung ano man yung issues nitong particular client na to? And of course, being able to convey that properly while you are on the discovery call. So yun yung strategy. It helps to list down bullet points of what you want to talk about, especially if you are proud of a particular skill set na alam mo magaling ka dito. Lagay mo yun, bullet points lang. No need to really put an essay type of response to a particular topic. It's just give yourself a guideline on how your conversation would flow, particularly with client hopefuls. Yeah.
Nice. So it's really about adding value sa client mo instead of thinking na what is in it for me, diba? Like how can I serve? How can I create the solution to kung ano yung problems na pine-face ngayon ni client? Ayan.
Yeah, we have a saying sa loob ng community na give value first, money will follow.
Oh, money. Parang mission over commission. Yan.
So if you provide value first to your client, the money will follow. How so? ma-appreciate nila yung trabaho mo, and they would be more open to giving you a pay raise, bonus, or whatnot. So yan. We've seen it happen multiple times within the community where the student gave value to a client and binigyan siya ng ample compensation without them actually having to ask for it. So proactive on the client side na nagbigay ng pay raise or nagbigay ng bonus. So yun. Just because they are giving value.
Yeah. So kumbaga talagang kusa na binigay ni client kasi nakita yung hard work and yung quality of work then as well. Okay. So Coach Marcus, what's the most rewarding experience of you being able to work and earn from home?
Yes. Okay. Most rewarding experience would definitely be, seeing my kids grow up. I have two, a daughter and a son. Youngest is a son, oldest is the daughter. So when my daughter was born, nasa ano pa ako noon eh. Nasa corporate pa ako noon, BPO. And a couple months in, nung lumabas na siya sa mundo, hindi niya ako kilala.
Okay.
Yes, in a sense where kapag binubuhat ko yung bata, when I got home from work, I try to give time to spend with my kid noon.
Parang kang naging OFW nun ah.
Ganun na nga. It might be worse for the ones who are actual OFW.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna claim na it's something similar to that, but it's close to it. No, you've healing na parang andito ka na nga sa Pilipinas, ang layo-layo mo pa rin dun sa bata. So pag ako yung bumubuhat, iyak ng iyak, hindi ko mapatahan, and I have to pass it over to my wife, or pass my kid over to my wife. Tapos siya saglit lang, titigil na sa kay iyak. So that stung. That really stung nung naramdaman ko yon as a new father na hindi ako kilala ng anak ko, which is also a major part of my decision on transitioning from corporate over to a freelancing job. So although there are uncertainties, there are job security wise and all that, hindi ko na ininda yun eh. Kasi mas gusto ko na makasama yung bata, yung pamilya. Gusto ko lumaki yung bata na kilala niya ako, na malalapitan niya ako anytime, na kahit nagtatrabaho ako, nandyan siya, pwede niya akong guluhin kung kailangan niya akong guluhin, which happens all the time right now. So yun yung pinaka-rewarding para sa akin is being able to just be around my family while being able to provide at the same time of working from home in general. Yung pinaka-rewarding talaga sa akin yun.
Nice. It's really about seeing your kids grow, spending time with them, and you don't have to, di ba pa, travel sa stressful traffic ng Manila. So it's just really at the comfort of your home.
Tapos pag nag-travel kami, sama-sama kami. So kung nag-traffic kami, sama-sama rin kami nabubuset.
Sa kotse.
Oo. So yun. One of the other things secondary to that is yung level of pay that I was getting. Back then kasi when I was still in the corporate world, and then yun nga, new family and all that, one kid at that point in time, I thought I was earning enough. It wasn't. It wasn't. No joke, no cap, no lie. It wasn't. It just wasn't enough. And I was in the leadership role. I'm not just your typical tier 1 na nag-grunt work lang ang ginagawa. I was in the leadership position at that point in time. Hindi talaga siya sapat. Kahit anong pilit ko na, alam mo yun, pag make ends meet, wala, hindi talaga sapat. And then we have bills to pay. We have basic needs, and then you have a separate needs for your child, like milk and diapers. In my firstborn's case, diapers lang kasi breastfed siya, which was a lot of help on my side kasi hindi ko kailangan bumili ng gatas. But the diapers were killing me. So
mahal ang diapers.
I know, right? So yun. The secondary to what I'm enjoying right now, being able to work from home, is the level of pay. I can confidently say whatever I was earning when I was in the corporate world, right now, where I am currently, that's 5 or 6 times more.
Oh, 5 or 6 times more compared to
With
your
a
old
single client. With a
single
single
client.
client. Yes.
And I'm sure, Coach Marcus, some of our viewers are wondering, how many clients do you have in a monthly basis?
I make it a point to just have one engagement personally, kasi ayokong masira yung aking time blocking, kasi I do have time I allocate for work, for family, for other stuff. So if I take on another client right now, that would eat away from
Oh.
the other aspects of my day-to-day, such as time away from my family. Usually ang kakainan noon. When I say time with my family, is spending time with the kids, playing with them, helping my firstborn go through online classes, yeah, stuff like that. Mababawasan yung oras ko doon if I take on another client. So right now I'm just focusing on one client, but I can do more, definitely, kung gusto ko. But right now happy ako sa isa kasi, like I said, it's a well-paying client naman.
Yes. And I'm shocked kasi it's just a one client pero 6 times yung tinaas compare sa what more pa kaya if you have 2 clients edi 12 times your salary, di ba? So the FPPCM is limitless.
Yeah, in a sense. Depende, ang limit lang talaga dito sa FPPCM when you're trying to niche down in this particular skill. The limit here is yourself.
Self. Oh yeah, mga
Yourself. So
limiting belief, di ko kaya.
The amount of effort that you put in towards achieving your goals is directly proportionate to the amount of success that you will be achieving.
Correct.
So the more effort you put in, the more success you will be getting. So sa akin, I would say, just keep grinding. Maswerte kayo kung wala pa kayong anak and then you're jumping into this particular niche. Kasi andun yung time eh. You got that time to rake in those clients. Alam naman natin lahat na the Filipino situation vary from person to person. So some people would say, single mom ako, single dad ako, I got 5 kids, ang hirap i-manage and all that. Priorities, no? Where do you want to be at this point in time, and where do you want to get to in the next set of 3, 4, 5 years? Goal setting din, importante din yun eh. A lot of people lose sight of what they want to achieve in life after suffering from hardship. So usually nadi-disorient yung mindset ng Pilipino kapag nag-go through a traumatic experience or a particularly difficult scenario in life.
Yeah,
So parang
na.
nag-shift. Oo, nag-shift yung priorities. So yun, importante yun to set your goals and be active and put in the effort to really get there.
Wow, thank you
Pag gusto, may paraan.
Kung ayaw, may dahilan.
Maraming dahilan. Yes. Marami. Hindi lang may dahilan, maraming dahilan pag ayaw.
Correct. Well, thank you so much, Coach Marcus, for ending our interview with the ultimate advice. It's just really ourselves who is limiting us and, diba, yung confidence din sa sarili because the client sees if we're confident or not. Lalo na in PPC, tayo mahawak ng budget ng pera nila. And
yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much again, Coach Marcus, for gracing us with your presence. And for those who are watching, see you us in our next FPPCM success stories. Bye.
Thank you, Nina. Bye.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. And if you want to watch more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button here on our YouTube. And also follow our pages on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's Amazon Nation PH. And connect with us on LinkedIn. See you!